Police in Northern Ireland have vowed to crack down on any further trouble after 2 nights of unrest triggered by a brutal stabbing in Belfast on Monday. 12 police officers were injured in the violence last night, 16 people were arrested and 2 have been charged. Officers used water cannon and plastic bullets to control the crowds. Well, Clive Myrie was there as it unfolded and joins us from Belfast. Clive.
Yeah, hi there, Sophie. We're in Glengormley, which is just north of Belfast, where the rioting last night was horrific. Masked men, they dug up paving stones, they grabbed bricks, they threw them at the police, and they also threw petrol bombs, which destroyed a lot of property. Look at this house here now. And it was only water cannon that ended up pushing back the rioters and quelling the situation down a little bit. Now, businesses and schools, they had to close early today. Bus services ended at around 5:30 this afternoon, and train services stopped at around 8 o'clock, all in anticipation of more violence tonight. But thankfully, it seems things are pretty quiet so far. Here's Sarah Gervin.
Another night of violence on the streets of Northern Ireland, this time north of Belfast. Residents could only watch on as masked men, riot police and water cannon raced past their homes.
Oh my God, there's a whole riot going on right outside my house.
Unbelievable, it's like a war zone. That van there behind you crashed into my property, was set alight. I was just completely stressed. With that, I thought it was going to explode.
Video footage shows that many of those involved in the violence are young men. But who's organising it?
What we have seen is significant coordination from online social media activity, some from people within Northern Ireland and some from outside of Northern Ireland, outside the island of Ireland, generating that activity. That momentum, that drive, that toxicity is what's bringing people out onto the streets. It needs to stop.
As the violence continues, so does the fear among Northern Ireland's minority communities.
Evacuated so many families from their homes and secured safe accommodations for them. And I have seen the women and kids terrified and in shock. Everyone is terrified. We are keeping our kids at home. I haven't sent my kids to school since it happened.
At this school in Belfast, that fear is clear to see.
Looking at our registration numbers for today alone, we've just under half of our school population not in school today. And looking at who those children are, they are predominantly children from newcomer families. We have had a number of phone calls from parents saying that they're just too scared to leave the house.
Police have promised a robust response to any further unrest with water cannon, extra officers and dogs deployed. It's hoped this will help deter those behind this week's violence scenes from even further destruction. Sarah Gervin, BBC News in Belfast.
Well, the riots in recent days, on the face of it, they've been about immigration, and yet just 3.4% of the population of Northern Ireland actually come from ethnic minority groups. As I've been finding out, so much of what has taken place over the last 3 or 4 days is rooted in ideas of the past.
In Belfast, there are echoes of the past in the present.
Years ago, we went through it, the troubles, and these guys are coming in now, and they're taking over.
The new battleground. Immigration.
It's frightening. I really do think it's frightening, especially knowing that there's people in their homes frightened and afraid to come out because of the colour maybe of their skin.
A divided city on so many things. Now seemingly at odds on one of the major issues of our time. There is a hard truth about the violence of recent days here. It's all taken place in predominantly loyalist areas. 2 nights ago, cars burned in McMaster Street.
Apparently, it's a couple of Roma families that live in these properties that were attacked. And the guy next door was eating his dinner. He heard an almighty explosion, and it was a vehicle on that side of the street that was being set on fire. He rushed out and everything was in flames. God knows when the families will be able to return to this area, if they ever do.
It's just maddening.
This is Loyalist East Belfast. This man wouldn't tell me his name.
Were you worried here in your own home?
No, because I know it wasn't for us. It's for what's going on in this country. And I don't blame the things, I blame the government.
But it was right on your doorstep.
I know it was.
You don't blame the people who were doing that, setting fires to houses and things?
No.
Don't blame them at all?
Years ago, we went through it, the Troubles. We went through it. I'm 68, coming 69. We went through it all. So we did. And these guys are coming in now, and they're taking over.
East Belfast has become a name associated with violence.
This is a community that during decades of violence between Loyalists and Republicans fought for its identity. It's a poor area and competition for housing and jobs is fierce. Mass migration is now the perceived threat. In the shadow of Stormont,
well, they're gathering just up the hill there,
where a peaceful protest was planned. One Loyalist activist denies this is all about bigotry.
Wasn't some of what we saw just down to pure racism? Some of those people on the streets, they just don't like brown people, black people, whatever.
No, I don't think so, and I would reject that characterisation of it, because these issues are more about the social conduct and behaviour of foreign ideologies which come here with social values and practices. That doesn't feel like your community, and for people in Northern Ireland, they've never experienced that before. That feels, and I don't use this in a pejorative way, but that feels alien to them.
And yet, in the Short Strand area of East Belfast, cheek by jowl with the Loyalist community, is a small nationalist enclave where immigration appears to be less of a concern.
26 years.
26 years? You've seen a lot in that time.
Oh yes, I have seen a lot.
This woman has worked here for more than 2 decades. She didn't want to give me her name.
Echoes of 69.
Yes, that's because in 1869, Protestants burnt the Catholics out of Bondi Street.
Yeah.
And left the homeless. So the same thing is happening now today with the immigrant families.
Good morning, how are you? How's things?
One shopper asked me how I felt about visiting Loyalist areas.
You asked me about how I was.
Yeah, because you don't make me asking, because you're a person of colour. So I was just wondering, how do you feel? Do you feel safe?
I do, actually.
Both communities can point to the troubles of the past as justification for their opinions on immigration today. The echoes of a bloody history live on. Clive, Myrie, BBC News in East Belfast.